Good evening, friends, followers, channel members. Happy Wednesday. It's that time of year, isn't it? All the storms are coming in. Wasn't that long ago since we had the last one. I say it wasn't that long ago. I can't remember the name of it. I think the last storm we attempted to land in Jersey, someone broke my aircraft. I think it might have been you, Talvin. And, well, it was interesting. Let's leave it at that. Hopefully tonight will be a little bit easier. Although, as the stream name suggests, in real life, this flight has been cancelled due to Storm Ciaran. We're not in real life though, we're in a simulator, so we are going to try to complete this flight tonight, so stick with us tonight. It could be very exciting. Lots of things to take into consideration. What are we going to do if we can't get into Nantes? Where are we going to go? How much fuel do we need to leave in surplus for stuff like that? And basically the entire evening is just going to be keeping an eye on the weather and basically planning for, well, landing somewhere else where it's not quite as windy. So the gusts are expected to get up to 60 knots this evening, but that is not until 2300 hours UTC, and I should hope we'll be in there by then, but that doesn't mean to say that the weather won't be bad leading up to it. Not only that, because of the direction the winds are coming from, we don't get the ILS approach tonight. We get the offset RNAV approach, which we obviously have to hand fly in as well, with the wind and the rain and the poor visibility. So lots of things could stop us getting into Nantes tonight, which is probably the reason why in real life this flight has been cancelled. But let's tackle it head on. So, good evening everyone. Welcome to Lisbon, where it has also just started raining as well. So, horrible wet weather all around, I think. So, guys, coming into the chat. Hey, Liana. Hey, Zara. Good to see you guys. See Denton here. Christian Stammer as well. Christian. Good to have you, mate. Paula, Jacob, Terry, Mark, Ace is here. Hey, Javri. Good evening to you all. Thank you so much for joining us tonight as well on our Twitch stream. Good evening to those of you over there. Yeah, is it going to be a short flight if the stream's cancelled? Yeah, well, hopefully not. But yeah, we're going to attempt to get in to Nantes. It should be good fun. So big shout out to every one of you coming in, taking a seat, grab yourself a drink. It should be a really fun night. And we've also got quite a lot of VATSIM ATC lined up as well, because of course when the weather turns rough, everyone wants to fly. VATSIM controllers love it as well. So that's going to be fantastic. Now, interestingly enough, one of the things that probably has really been taken into consideration with regards to this flight being cancelled is, even if we can get the aircraft down, because it's not beyond the limitations, at least not yet, then it might be beyond the limitations of us actually being able to open the cabin doors. So we might get the jet into the airport, but then all the passengers will have to sleep on the jet because we can't open the doors because it's too windy. Yes, there are limitations for this aircraft, and we can speak about that as we go along. Right, let's have a look at the operational flight plan, which is pinned into the chat if you're watching on YouTube, so you can peruse this with us. So what is quite nice though, and bearing in mind all of this is generated at random from SimBrief, I don't really go in and tweak too much apart from things like the alternates and such. So we've got a payload tonight of about 12 tons, which means we're nicely underloaded by 5 ton. That gives me lots of space to throw in some extra fuel, which on a night like tonight is probably a good idea. The alternate tonight is Bordeaux, which is miles away from Nantes, but it's also far enough away that the storm isn't affecting it. Basically, anything on the western coast of France is going to get battered as the night goes on. The Channel Islands as well. Cruising then today at 30,000 feet. A nice tailwind as well, courtesy of the storm getting us up there, which means our flight time is about 1 hour 39 minutes or so. Expecting to depart then at from runway 20, so we've got the long taxi tonight. And then the RNAV 21 approach into Nantes. A shear rate of 4.9, so that's okay. Shouldn't affect cabin crew too much, that either. So plug fuel is 6.5 ton. Well, a night like tonight, given the underload we've got, we can probably throw an extra couple of tons on that, and then we're good. CNR, which is the magic number where we need to decide where we're going and where we're committing to, is 2.5 tons. So once we see the fuel starting to get to around the 3 ton mark, we really need to start thinking about what we're going to be doing. So quick look at the Mora, a little bit of terrain there, about 56 minutes, 56 minutes into the flight, just something to be aware of with regards to the altitude of the terrain beneath us in case of a decompression. And then this is the fun bit, here we go. So look at the weather, the ceiling here in Lisbon 800, the winds, see, actually here aren't too bad. It's what's going to happen over the next couple of hours that's going to make them worse. So keep an eye on the live METAR for Nantes as our flight gets underway. We've got a ceiling of 600 feet. Now that actually doesn't convince me. I'll just have a quick look. What are our minimums for the arrival into Nantes? So so runway visual range 250 meters, that's fine at the moment, but the ceiling is about 600 feet and our decision altitude is 530, which is 440 feet above the ground, so that gives us what, 160 feet of dropping out of the cloud base and being able to say yay or nay, are we going or are we not? So like I said, could be quite a fun flight tonight. That is an RNAV approach as well, remember. We've got alternates then at Bordeaux. Bordeaux looks fine. Bordeaux with its ILS approaches and everything, that's okay. Toulouse also looks alright as well. We've got an RNAV approach into Orly this evening, and Rennes as well. I mean, Rennes, what a bad idea that would be. That's even worse than Nantes this evening with regards to what the wind's going to be doing. So we'll just skip over that. So let's have a look. This is the forecast then for Nantes. We've got, so that's what it currently is. So it's shortly going to be coming 180 gusting to 5. But then as the night goes on, we can see, well, what's the date? Oh, it's the 1st, isn't it? So where are we? Yeah, here we go. This is temporarily from about 22 to 24, so from sort of 10 o'clock onwards there, gusting 60 knots. That's going to be interesting. Let's hope that isn't the case. Let's just check what is the alternate like. Bordeaux. So yeah, you can see the wind getting up again, but only up to gusting 25, gusting 30. So that's fine. It's also cab okay conditions as well, which is nice. A similar sort of thing in Paris, Orly, and Rennes. As I said, forget Rennes. Rennes is just an absolute nightmare. So we're not even going to bother looking at that. That's our flight route this evening. So a nice long flight for an evening flight. We don't do those too often. And oh, yuck. Alright, so these are the weather charts. This is a low level weather chart, so basically on descent we've got CVs embedded in, so we can expect to maybe have to move around for those. We'll see what the sim shows us. High level, we've also got CVs, and we're meant to be cruising at what, 30,000 feet I said, and that's up to 33,000 feet, so if we can get any higher we might see if we can do that, save a bit of fuel as well. But that is yeah, that's the plan. So what fuel are we going to take? Well, I think it's a good idea to throw that extra couple of tons on, so that would take us, that would mean an extra couple of tons gives us a landing weight of, what's that, let's call it 58.7, so that would then become 60.7. Let's do a landing calculation, see what's happening. So 60.7, we're not that heavy. Lima Fox, what is it? Romeo Sierra. Runway 21. That's the current live METAR. Apply that. Let's go with, if it's going to light rain and things, let's go with good. Can we get in at that? Yes, we can. Good. And as it stands at the moment, see, it's only a 10 knot crosswind. But as I say, well, that is forecast to get worse as the evening goes on. Alright, so I'm happy with what fuel we are going to take. Let's have a look at the charts then, just to see if there's anything on here we need to worry about. Oh, no TAMs. Hang on, don't forget those. Fireworks will take place. Alright, that's not going to happen obviously in the simulator. Is anything daft there? Reduce runway separation minimum should be applied during the hours of daylight. Okay, that's fine. And Nantes, anything daft happening at Nantes? Avgas refueling not available. White truck, taxiway, okay. Okay, I'll just quick look through those during the cruise. Use of runway 21 Pappy compulsory for night and day IFR landings. Okay. Circling minima. Yeah, we won't be doing any of that tonight. Alright, so that all looks that all looks okay. Right. 8.5 tons, that's what we'll tell the guys to load in. Let's have a look at the charts then. I mean, we're pretty familiar with Lisbon, aren't we? So, stand 107 is where we're parked, and somewhere down here, right at the end, look, 107. So, taxi on, well, I would imagine, they'll either get us onto Tango or Alpha. I would imagine probably keep us on Alpha, and then we can depart via Hotel 4 or Uniform 5, and they'd like to do that, I think, rather than, because otherwise, instead of full length, otherwise you've got to sort of cross the runway and then go full length all the way down here to Sierra 4, which I don't want to do. But we're nice and light tonight, so we should get out at Hotel 4 or Uniform 5. That should be fine. Okay, let's shall we go and find our jet this this evening? So let's have a quick look. There she is. Actually, it looks like the rain stopped at the minute, which is nice. But yeah, we're on VATSIM. Visibility is starting to drop a little bit, isn't it? But we're on VATSIM. Doesn't look like there's anyone else here in the airport. It's all literally got the airport to ourselves tonight, which is fine. But yeah, approach control is online, so we do have ATC this evening. Okay, let's get on board, and we will, as I say, just load in our flight plan and tell ground crew we want 8.5 tons. Okay, and hopefully Fenix 2 GSX is taking care of that for us. Wonderful. Alright, let's get rid of that. Yeah, so there we go. Stand 107. Catering's on the way. 15 minutes to pushback. We're going to be late. HX3 Ciaran. I love this when this works, and it's just showing us everything that's currently happening, which is brilliant. AG, you're currently watching us from Nantes, and it's getting rainy and windy. Yeah, that's one of the reasons that I'm not going to be landing there as an alternate tonight. Okay, so let's see what we've got. We're on external power, which is brilliant. Pumps are off. Packs are off as well. So nav logo lights there on. Who's left the tray table out? Nav logo lights there on. Thrust levers, engine master mode selector, spoilers, flaps, parking brake is on. Acupressure's a bit low. We'll just top that up there. And yeah, that's good. We'll get the. Oh, I don't like that ding. We'll get the ATIS in a moment as well. Victor, thank you so much for the sub. Appreciate that. There we go. Acupressure's topped up, so turn that off now. Right, where is the ATIS? Let's grab that. 12415.
Unable. Advised before push. Wind 230 degrees 13 knots. Light. Rain visibility 6 kilometers. Cloud. Few at 600 feet. Scattered at 1,000 feet. Broken at 1,200 feet. Temperature 19. 2.18 QNH 1016. Comply with speed limitations. Acknowledge LPPT information, Victor.
Okay, I think it said we got rain in there as well, didn't it? So
it is Victor. 19.
That's all we need. Cabin doors are open. Look, so catering should be about. I think. Oh yeah, there we are. Oh yeah, and I can see rain on the glass, so that's fine. I can actually hear the catering vehicles rattling in now as well. Okay, so now we've got all of that sorted. Company messages come through. Refueling is underway. Let's start boarding as well, then we can get underway as quickly as possible. All right, so let's get our IRS check. 3.5 greens. And aircraft status, making sure the aircraft is all in good order. Yep, valid aircraft title, right engines, CFM engines. And we'll do the edit request. Hey Atlas, yeah, that's self-loading cargo. Still working actually. I just I'm not going to read all your name out, mate, but it did make me chuckle. Started to get a little blow down there in the southwest. Yeah, it's only going to get worse for you, I think, isn't it? Right, flight number is Alpine 53 Romeo Tango. Which, that's okay, isn't it? That one rolls off the tongue. Is pre-departure clearance available? Oh, it might be. We'll just use voice. Anyway, where's my operational flight plan gone? And grab that. So cost index of 4. Just clear the scratch pad out. Alright, what's the tropo? Oh, that is high. 52,184 feet. That's very high. Temperature is 19 degrees. That's a balmy 18 degrees for this time of year, isn't it? I'd take 19 degrees just now if I could. Grab the winds. Download those. Ciaran saying hello from a windy Plymouth. Yes, I think you're going to get battered in the next 24 hours as well, aren't you? Okay, IRS in it. Let me just check these values here up against what I've got up here. So what we got? 3849 north, 3846 north. That's close enough. And west is 978 whiskey. That's fine. Awesome. Let's carry on with the box setup. Alright, so our flight plan then. Oh, before we do that, 30,000 feet minus 39. Okay, so departing runway 20. That's on the Exceeder 3 Sierra. And then at the other end, the RMP 21 arrival, the RNAV 21 as it's called in the box. We're on the how are we pronouncing that? Epixo 1 Delta. What veer do we have? So that takes us to Epixo Normie and yeah, coming at Normie and Iris 21. So let me just have a quick look at the box. Normie is in there, so we will select that. See what that looks like. So the box gives us a distance of 675. I've got 667. Quick gross error check to see if they are correct. Put the constraints on while I'm up here. That looks somewhat like the chart depicted, doesn't it? Yep, happy with that. Okay, Radnav page, we've got the Lisbon VOR, which we will tune in if we actually type in the right identifier. Class, good evening. Watching on the train on the way home. That must be some great internet connection. Alright, on to our Init B. So we have got a preliminary load sheet then of 038 of 55. A little bit closer. I'll call it 56. In fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to call it 56.1. And 0 fuel weight CFG then is 31.8. Fuel for our alternate, should we require it. Let's call that 1.5 tons. ATC has just gone offline, so that's annoying, but never mind. Okay, fuel planning. As I say, we've told the crew that we're going to be loading 8.5 tons, and the box is telling us 817, so that's fine. So that gives us then a takeoff weight of 64.4. That's actually our maximum landing weight, so if we need to get back in, that's one less thing to worry about, which is giving us an extra 45 minutes time in the air, so perfect. Right, onto the performance calculations then. Let's come over here and have a look at this. Jordan, celebrating 7 months of Capital Level membership. Jordan, that is amazing. Thank you so much. Slowly approaching 12 months indeed, Jordan. Good to have you here, mate. And thank you for all the support you've given us as well over the last 7 months. Really do appreciate that. Right, where's my takeoff calculator? Here we are. So, runway 20, it is not dry, it is absolutely wet. Flaps 1, no need to force toga, anti-ice packs, it's warm enough, don't need any of that. 644, and our CFG, I didn't write it down, what was it? 30.2. Once we've got the fuel on. Throw the live weather in there, and can we take uniform 5? That is the one we want, isn't it? Otherwise that's... we don't want Sierra 4, that's full length. Uniform 5, yeah. Perfect. So, speed of 126. 140, 140. The departure of Lisbon is stunning. Day or night. Flaps 1, flex 66. Brooks, you're just about to fly to... Where's Lima Fox Romeo Kilo? I'm not familiar with that one. Virtual pilot, good evening. Okay, engine out, acceleration altitude. Let's check noise abatement stuff for LPPT, runway 20. Noise abatement 1. Noise abatement 2, a downhill slope, and if we set that to, this is 1000 feet AGL, let's go with 800 feet AGL, which is the new easy SOPs. So 1347, oh, type that in wrong. Oh, what's going on there? Right, 1147. And engine out also 1147. Good. Secondary flight plan. Copy the active engine out procedure is standard right and turn at 1900 feet to ECMA, wherever the heck that is. So, Lima, Papa, Tango. Departing out 205 is the heading, so we'll just create that waypoint 15 miles out from the runway, and then hold at Ekmar.
Thank you. I hope you enjoy your drink.
Who's grabbing a drink so early in the... Oh, Sarah 2411 grabbing a beer. Well, yeah, get it now. Might as well. Entering the hold, 044 left turns. So this is basically the flight plan for if we lose an engine on takeoff, which could happen, you know, failures are turned on. Okay, and if that does indeed happen, well then no one's going to get to see me land in 60 knot gusting winds in Nantes, because we'll be coming straight back here to Lisbon. And that'll be arriving back on the ILS 20. No star. No via. Okay, so that is the engine out procedure set up. Check what that looks like. Yeah, there we go, straight out, right turn, enter the hold. Good. Okay, so let's have a look then at the charts. We were going to contact ATC at this point, but I think ATC have just sadly got offline. Oh no, they've not. Tower's online, 1181. So we'll give them a shout. Lisbon Tower, good evening, Alpine 53 Romeo Tango, stand 105 type A320, requesting IFR clearance to Nantes, and we have information Victor.
Alpine 35 Romeo Tango, Lisbon Tower, good evening, I don't have your flight plan, please refile.
Stand by, Alpine 53 Romeo Tango. Why don't you have my flight plan? That's interesting. Oh, alright, bear with me, let me get that sorted. We shall refile that. Okay, so that should be filed now. Let's give him another call. And Tower Alpine 53 Romeo Tango should have the flight plan with you now. Oh no. What's going on there then? Oh, I know why we've not got it. I know why we've not got it. I connected as Alpine 35 Romeo Tango. That's why. Right, I've come back on and the tower's disappeared, so never mind. All right. We'll, if he reappears, we'll obviously contact him, but if not, we'll...
Alpine 35 Romeo Tango, I have your flight plan confirmed, ready to copy.
Go ahead, Alpine 53 Romeo Tango.
Alpine 53 Romeo Tango, information Delta is current, QNH 1016, break your clear to Nantes, exceed us the 3 Sierra departure, squawk 0565.
Cleared via the Exceeder 3 Sierra departure, squawk is 0565, and we'll check information Delta, Alpine 53 Romeo Tango.
Alpine 53 Romeo Tango, read back correct.
There we go. Yeah, I did file the flight plan. I just connected to VATSIM with the wrong the wrong call sign. Whoops. Okay, not something you have to worry about in real life. So let's go through and brief. So starting with the weather that we've got here in Lisbon. So we've got winds 230 at 13. So I might feel that slight wind from the right as we depart. Visibility is 6 kilometers. We've got light rain in the area. A few clouds, 600 feet. Scattered 1,000 feet. Broken 1,200 feet. But the temperature is 19 degrees. So I'm not going to worry about anti-ice needed for our departure. Aircraft type is A320. Only thing in the tech log is the weather radar. That's not working, sadly. No NOTAMs to affect us. Threats to be aware of. Not too many, to be fair. It's a nice airport to depart out of, isn't it? Really, nothing too tragic to worry about. No terrain. MSA as we depart is 3,000 feet. So as you can see, there is a bit of terrain which is not shown on the departure chart, but literally where the Lisbon VOR is. So basically, stay away from that if we can't climb for whatever reason. So a little bit of a threat there. But yeah, that really is about it. So the taxi then is going to be pushback facing north on Alpha, Western 107, right down here. So we can taxi out, either it'll be Alpha or Tango. I would imagine it'll be Alpha. Then on to Uniform, and we can take Uniform 5 for the departure. It's a longish taxi, but there's no traffic ahead of us, so we'll get both. We'll just get both engines started on stand. The departure then is straight out, and then at Netfo it's a left-hand turn, noise abatement 2, and the MSA, as we've said, is 3,000 feet, and our initial climb clearance is flight level 60. So we'll just get that set on the FCU, so that's done. That is pretty much it. Standard brief. There's no speed restrictions either, so we can just leave everything in managed speed, accelerate away on schedule, and we're good to go. We might get an early sort of direct up here, which would be nice as well. So the emergency brief, so standard A320 emergency brief, our engine out procedure is standard, which means if we lose the engine after V1, pull heading, carry out straight on runway heading, and then once we are 1,900 feet and we've secured the bust engine, then we make a right hand turn to our holding point, where we'll get safe at 3,000 feet, which is above MSA. Okay, I believe that is everything all done. So I think we'll get the APU started, and then we're good to go. Fatality in Nantes is actually closed along with Brest. Yes, mate, I know. That's why. This is why this is a cancelled flight, but we're doing it anyway. Why not? See if we can make it. Hello.
Hi, Captain. Everyone's on board.
Thank you.
No problem.
Okay, so get that APU started up. Whilst that's starting, a quick little PA to the passengers and you guys joining us. Let me just check that that's working. We'll find load sheets come through as well, so we'll check those figures out as well in a moment. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening from the flight deck, and welcome on board our flight heading to Nantes today, where the weather sadly isn't looking too great, but we're going to do our best to get you there anyway. We're going to be cruising today at 30,000 feet. We've got no departure delay expected ahead of us, with a nice normal taxi time out as well. Departure weather's looking good, so a nice normal straight out departure. No en route delays either, so if you can take to your seats, seatbelt signs will be coming on very shortly as the cabin prepares for departure. Listen to their instructions and we'll have you on our way very soon. Thank you. Well, let's just check that company message while I'm waiting for the APU to start. So 0FU856.1, yeah. Takeoff weight 64.4. Perfect. What's the C of G? It is 29.5. That is within limits. So no LMCs that are going to affect us. Brilliant. Okay, let's get that on. Let's get these on. APU's up and running, so disconnect the external power. Seatbelt signs on. Oh, have I just caught the switching panel? There we are, that's better. Good. Ace, I'll do yeah, I'll do your best to get you there. Do I get you there in one piece? Who knows? Fish Finder, it is self-loading cargo that provides all of the cabin crew for us. Right, so with that then, let's do our cockpit preparation checklist. So aircraft acceptance has been completed. Fuel quantity, we've got 8.5 tons in there as balanced. Seatbelt signs are on, it is, well, 3 nav greens. QNH is 1016, 350 feet. And set that squawk as well, which I had forgotten about, which is 0565. There we are. Good, good. Right, if everyone's on board, we'll get GSX to start pushing us back, etc. Get that ground crew into position. So ground crew can now disconnect the ground power, remove any chocks, cones, etc. And yeah, we shall get going.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
And Lisbon Tower, Alpine 53 Romeo Tango, stand 107, we're ready for push and start.
Alpine 53 Romeo Tango, push and start approved facing north.
Push and start approved, face north, Alpine 53 Romeo Tango.
Air Portugal 203, request push and start.
Bypass being
Air Portugal 203, push and start approved facing north. Push and start approved, face north, Air Portugal 203.
Acupressure good. Okay, so before start, checklist, parking brake is on, takeoff data has been confirmed, windows are closed, EFB is on flight mode, doors closed and armed, beacon light is on.
locking gear.
Talvin, random failures are turned on in the box.
Set doors to automatic and cross-check.
Looks like the weather's cleared up actually here tonight in Lisbon.
Release the parking brakes, please.
And parking brakes released.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at wheel.
Okay, so nozzle steerings disconnect to start the timer, engine mode selected to ignition, and starting engine 1. Paranoia check, have I turned the bleed on? Yes. VATSIM pilot, good evening.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now ask for your attention while we take you through the safety procedures on this aircraft. A safety card is in your seat pocket showing the exit routes, oxygen masks, life jackets, and brace position that you must adopt if you hear brace, brace. There are 2 emergency exits at the rear, 4 in the middle, and 2 at the front of the cabin. Floor lighting will guide you to an exit. Please be aware that your nearest exit may be behind you. In an emergency, leave all cabin baggage on board. Your seatbelt is fastened, adjusted, and released as shown. It must be fastened when the seatbelt signs are on, and we recommend that you keep it fastened at all times. If the air supply fails, masks will drop from above you. Pull a mask towards you to start the oxygen. Put the mask over your nose and mouth. Hold in place with the
Right.
Please set parking brakes.
Engine number 1's available, parking brakes set.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can
When
disconnect.
you land on water, take the life jacket from under your seat.
And starting engine
Over
2.
your head. Pass the tapes around your waist. Click together. And pull the strap to adjust. Do not inflate it.
Ciaran says, very special day for Nordic aviation. Finnair is 100 years old exactly today. Is that right, Ciaran? I didn't know that. Oh, well, we should have done a Finnair flight instead.
And whistle for attracting attention. We also carry flotation aids for children. Your tray table must now be
Unlocking
stowed,
gear.
armrest down, window blinds open, and seatbelt fastened. We wish you a pleasant flight with Easyjet.
So we'll wait for the tug driver to go and then we'll complete the flows. Engine number 2 is available, so engine mode selector to normal, that can come off, don't need APU, don't need anti-ice. Spoilers, flaps, rudder, or the correct order, spoiler, rudders, flaps, and trim. And the after start checklist, anti-ice is off, ECAM status, check that. Pack 2 is fine. Pitch trim is 29.5 and rudder is neutral. Right, there she goes. Or he goes, I can't remember. They go. Tower Alpine 53 Romeo Tango is ready for taxi, and we can take uniform 5.
Alpine 53 Romeo Tango, Roger. Taxi left on Mike, then taxi via Quebec and uniform. Uniform 5 for departure.
Left on Mike, Quebec uniform, and uniform 5 for the departure. Alpine 53 Romeo Tango. Where are we going? Okay, left on Mike. And then... Really? Mike, then Quebec, and then... Oh, okay. Hello.
Hi, Captain. Everyone's seated and secured for takeoff. Let me know when we're ready to take off, and I'll get the crew seated and secured.
Okay, will do, thanks. We really should have done a single engine taxi. Right, away we go then. Quick pets check. No LMCs with our performance. We've got wet figures from Uniform 5 for runway 20. That's exactly what we're doing. So no change to those performance then. The engine out procedure is standard, straight out, and engine out acceleration altitude is 1900 feet with a right turn to the hold, which will get and will hold at 3,000 feet.
203, request taxi.
Departure.
203, confirm full length required.
Exceed 3 Sierra and
203, Roger, so taxi via Alpha
straight out,
6 holding
noise
point,
abatement to
Alpha
first turn
12
to the
6
left.
point, runway 20, Protocol 203.
And our stop climb is flight level 60. Dave Butler, good evening. Aviator, what do I mean by cancel flight? I mean, in real life, this flight has been cancelled. He didn't say Quebec, didn't he? He didn't say Tango. He didn't say Tango at all, so... I thought he would have wanted us to go down there, but he's not. We're going... Oh, we've just missed that. Can I get back on there? Oh, no. Alpine 53 Romeo Tango, apologies, we just overshot Quebec. Are we okay to turn right on Juliet and rejoin Quebec?
If I'm no worries, you can do that.
Roger, thanks. Alpine 53 Romeo Tango. I'm blaming bad signage. Take the scenic route. I'm not paying for the fuel. Use this extra time for the taxi checklist then. But before we do that, of course, we need to do the flight controls. So now's as good a time as any. Full left, full right, neutral, full up, full down, neutral, rudder, full right, full left, and neutral. Come on, cabin crew. Get sat down. Right, we'll not do that taxi checklist just now. Let's just concentrate where we're going. I don't want to get lost again. If any passengers ask why we took such a long taxi route, I'll just tell them that part of the taxiway was closed. They'll never know. Alright, taxi checklist. So flight controls have been checked.
203 via Alpha cross runway 20, then continue taxi via Sierra to Sierra
okay.
for holding point runway
Not for us.
20.
So flight controls have been checked. Flap setting is config 1. FMA, climb nav blue 1FT2, 6000. Blue.
Runway 20, airport 203.
Radar predicted wind shear is on. Ecam memo, got takeoff no blue, and EFB is stowed. Can't really get this wrong now. Taxi right to the end and turn right. VATSIM pilot, the cabin crew is self-loading cargo. Steve, yeah, I've got real crew behind me. What add-on? You guys can keep me updated on the weather in Nantes. God, Lisbon just looks so beautiful. Definitely one of the better parts of Europe to fly into if you want a nice scenic departure, etc. Right, so you are just arriving, you are enjoying the stream, etc. If you could do me a massive favour and hit that like button for me, does make a big difference to the channel. It really, really does. Can't stress that enough. So, thank you everybody that has hit that like button for me. Can't really mess this bit up either. Straight to the end and follow all the way around for uniform. I thought I saw an aircraft in front of us on here. Well, now we're not turning. Let's open the throttle. Get taxiing. Leanna just appease the impatient passengers with some piano music. No, that was a one-time only show. Oh, blooming side stick. Master caution. Cancel master caution. Okay, disregard. Clear ecam.
Alpine 53 Romeo Tango, after departure, monitor Unicom 12.8, wind 240 degrees 10 knots, runway 20, clear for takeoff, caution wind shear reported.
Clear takeoff, runway 20, and after departure monitor Unicom. Thanks for the service, Alpine 53 Romeo Tango. Cabin crew seats for takeoff. Pete, I don't know what tomorrow holds just yet. We shall wait and see. Right, so our
RFQL 203 via Sierra 4, line up and wait, runway 20.
Our runway
Line up and
path is
wait,
clear.
runway 20, via Sierra 4, airport 203.
There's a lineup checklist. So cabin is secured for takeoff. Takeoff runway is 20 by uniform 5. TCAS TRA packs 1 and 2 are off. Okay, so wind shear. Quick wind shear memory items check. If we get wind shear, toga, do not change configuration and establish the climb. Wings level. Okay, let's go. Take off. Start the chrono. 50% set takeoff thrust. And flex SRS runway. Engine 2 is critical. 100 knots. V1. Rotate. Positive brake, gear up. Nav. And thrust climb. What's going on with the levers? That's it. Autopilot 1 engaged. What a gorgeous night. I think anti-ice will be coming on soon though. Hey, VATSIM, ETE is about 1 hour 40 minutes. And flap 0, spoilers disarmed. John, the chronometer, the timer, basically, just the timer. So, as the guy said, 122.8, which means we can probably give ourselves a little cheeky direct. Okay, so climb flight level 200 blue, standard pressure. What does engine 2 critical mean? So Jacko, it's just a sort of reminder to me that the winds were coming from the right hand side, so if we had an engine fire, then engine number 2 would be blowing flames onto the cabin, which is not a good place to be. Okay, so we're going to go direct now to Exida. Go. Cabin crew release. So John, why do you set it, etc.? Okay, so a couple of reasons. One, I set it so that you can cross-reference the time flying against your operational flight plan, so you know if you're making progress as you should be doing. But the main reason is so you know how long the engines have been running, because if we were to lose an engine and we needed toga power, for example, then you can only run toga power for a maximum of 5 minutes dual engine, 10 minutes with one engine. So that's the real reason. What a view. Oh, look at that. Wow. What a view. That is stunning. Ryan Cable, what does the PAX do? So the PAX is the pressurization and air conditioning system. Obviously you want those turned on because we need to pressurize the cabin, otherwise the poor passengers can't breathe. If you turn it off for departure though, it just means the engines have got maximum performance because it's not tapping off any air to blow into the cabin. Not all airlines do that though, but low-cost carriers tend to because it saves a bit of money. Okay, let's we're past 10,000 feet now, so get all the lights off. And just do the check as well, so it's got spoilers. Flaps, as I said, we've just done the lights. Okay, 10,000 feet, so we'll get airports onto the navigation display. We'll come down to the box, the RadNav page. We can clear that out. In the climb, we want cost index of 0. And the secondary flight plan, we can just copy the active. There we go. And everything looks like it's smooth sailing, so I think seatbelt signs can come off as well. Hey, Captain Oatmeal. Am I a software developer? Oh God, no. I can't code to save my life.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has turned off seatbelt signs, so you are now free to move around the cabin. However, for your safety, we do recommend that you remain seated with your belt fastened at all times during the flight. Thank you.
Hey Mona, good to see you. European Aviation, what's he doing weather-wise at our destination? I've no idea. So Ian, similar question. So when I did the takeoff calculations, we did it with the packs off because Easyjet standard operating procedures are to turn the packs off because it just saves a bit of engine wear and tear, gives maximum performance to the engines. You know, I mean, we might be talking pennies, but multiply that by thousands of flights a day across 365 days a year, then it adds up. There's that famous story, isn't there, about which American airline was it that removed one? I think it might have been American Airlines actually. Someone in the chat will correct me if I'm wrong, but they removed an olive from their meals and it saved them hundreds of thousands of pounds. One olive from every meal, which is ridiculous, isn't it? But that's the margins that airlines work to. So there we go. Right, that's it. We are on our way. So let's just check then. Flight level 300 is going to be absolutely fine for us. Let's go for it. I knew it would be because we're not exactly heavy tonight. So that's 300 blue. Light speed in 1980s, American Airlines removed one olive from the in-flight salads. That's the one. That's the one. And someone using Google, let's get the real figures. How much money did that save? One olive from the in-flight salads. How much money did that save them? Because it is something ridiculous. VATSIM, what if you go do a direct on Unicom and ATC goes online as a way to cancel the direct later? There is, Foxo. You just, I mean, you could basically, well, to be honest, you probably wouldn't need to, because all you'd do is you'd say, and you're currently inbound Exida, or you're going direct Exida when they log on and you contact them. So, you know, it's. And if they need to move you for traffic, then they will. Andrew Pete, thanks guys. So, removing one olive saved them £40,000 per year. I mean, that's like an FO salary. Bearing in mind as well, I say £40,000 a year. When was it they did this? Was it in the 1980s or something? So, you know, it was a heck of a lot of money. Hey Zach, Bacchus, what happens if nobody ordered the oliveless salad? I don't know. Hey YPT, or YTP, sorry. And it was nearly 30 years ago. Yeah, so 40 £40,000 30 years ago. That indeed was a lot of money. I mean, to be honest, £40,000 is still a lot of money now, isn't it? But even more so than back then. Foxim, what's the minimum distance from one aircraft to another on final? Okay, so 3 mile finals is a minimum, but it also also depends on the aircraft. So I think if you're following an A380, that might extend to a 5 mile final. You'd need to ask an air traffic controller, and I don't think Peter's here in the chat, which is a shame. He'd tell you. But yes, depending on the aircraft, 3 miles is the minimum, but the bigger the aircraft, the separation needs to be bigger. That is a gorgeous view, isn't it? Lavento official, why do I personally prefer Airbus over Boeing? Just ergonomics, I think. Ergonomics. It's clean, it's efficient, it's all the flows make sense. And yeah, and I think it's just the general ergonomics of flying this over the Boeing. I look at the Boeing autopilot panel, and there's just, oh my god, there's so many buttons. And I think, how many different modes do I need? And you can do everything with this. Here's a great question for the chat. What's one thing the Boeing can do that the Airbus can't? I think I've spoken about this before, but one thing the Boeing aircraft can do that an Airbus can't. Steve, flying back last night, you think Jet 2 have removed everything from their inflamables? Andrew, no, sadly. Oh, Jet Delta, that is a great one. Do you know what? That's not the one I was thinking of, actually. See, I forget about that. But auto descend at the top of descent, yes, of course. Not that I think that's a great feature. Surely the pilot should decide when to descend. Anyway, but what is the one that, so that we can come up with two things then, because I'd forgotten about that one. You guys remembered that one. I was thinking of something else. Ace, you're close. You're close. Elaborate on that for me, Ace, because you are pretty much there. Leanna, I agree with you. It is what an awful feature to have. You can't go down, even if you're at the top of descent, you can't go down without clearance from ATC. I suppose the auto top of descent feature is brilliant when you're on a flight simulator. Andrew, the Airbus doesn't have a course knob, so to speak, but you can put the course in here. So you do have one, kind of. Well, that's not taken us long to get to our top of climb, has it? What was that? 14 minutes? Flew at Lisbon to where? Lisbon to Nantes in the northwest of France. That's Mac Alt Star. Look at the wind. That is just tip of the iceberg. Mac Alt Cruise is met. So there we are. Wonderful. So now we're at cruising altitude. Let's get our cost index back up to 4. And we check the SD pages. Make sure all is good. No amber lights or anything like that. No, it's beautiful. It's all working exactly as we'd hoped. A's trying to remember exactly. Boeing can do some forms of old world navigation that aren't implemented in the Airbus. Yeah, so you are sort of there. So the Boeing aircraft can use the autopilot to track a VOR, basically. You can track a VOR using the autopilot on the Boeing autopilot, MCP, whatever it is they call it. But you can't in the Boeing. You have to do it manually. Well, I say manually. You can have the autopilot in, but you have to sort of dial the heading in that you want to fly to sort of track that VOR. Whereas with the Boeing, I believe there's a way you can just sort of type in the frequency and go, dink, fly to that VOR sort of radial that you want. I don't know how to do it, but there you go. Andrew, the Airbus can do direct to a VOR. It can do direct to a VOR, but it can't fly a radial using the autopilot. Yeah. Mark, stop trying to break my airplane. I'll do that myself when we land. Right, how many miles have we got to go to our next waypoint? Oh, goodness me. Okay, so it's 107 miles away. Where have we just passed? We've just passed... oh, we just passed Easyjet, actually. Let's do a fuel check then at Easyjet and see how we're doing with that. So... what do we have? Plug fuel. So we took 2 tons extra. So we're 2.2 tons extra, aren't we? Which is 2,200. Let's have a look. So we've got 2,200 tons of fuel extra, and at Easyjet should be 4780, which gives us a total of 6,980. I've got 6,860, but we have just passed it a little bit, so that's okay. Right, this is where you guys come in now, because I don't think the Fenix can grab en route weathers anymore, can it? Sadly, due to the due to the bug. Well, it's not a bug, but due to the update of the NOAA site. So, would any of you guys be able to grab me some en route weathers for Madrid, Seville, and Bordeaux, please? If anyone can grab those from Google or somewhere. Yes, the Airbus can do direct radial in and out. You can tune to it, of course. Yeah, you can tune to it. Let's have a look. Let's have a little play. Oh, we haven't got any VORs near us that we can actually tune to. Can we still pick up Lisbon? Let's have a quick look. Yeah, so Lisbon's 95 miles away. So if we went into VOR mode, so Lisbon, obviously, there you go, it's down there, it's pointing down there. So if we sort of set a course of 330, I'm going to have to remember to clear this out. There you see. So that is how you sort of, you would fly it. We'd basically have to turn left, and then when we cross the 330 radial, the thing would move into the centre, but I can't sort of spin the dial to bring that in. I would have to enter the course down here. So what is it? Call it 230, something like that. There, you can see. So we're almost on the 230 radial for that, but I can't put that in there and hit the autopilot VOR mode, and it will track that radial inbound. I would have to come out of nav mode, come into heading mode, and then keep pushing the needle, so to speak, to keep it there. So. Matthias and Andrew, yes, you can get the direct page with that with the radial in shown on the navigation display, but you can't get the aircraft to fly to it. It hasn't got a VOR mode, so to speak. So you can't track the autopilot can't track a radial. Anyway, where am I going? How am I doing with these en route weathers? But just what is the cruise speed for an Airbus at 37,000 feet? That depends on so many different things. Depends on your costing it, but between Mach 0.78 and Mach 0.79. Sorry, that was complete rubbish. Mach 0.71 and Mach 0.79. Hey Alex, any pointers for the VNAV in the fly-by-wire? Used to working out your own top of descent, find it really confusing during descent and find it tricky when the target altitudes on the wing to keep changing. Alex, I would still I would still use your own working out of top of descent, and then cross-reference it with what the box is telling you. That's pretty much what I do on every flight anyway. See where it is, but then see how many track miles we've got left, that kind of thing, and work it out from there, really. You want to know that the box isn't giving you daft information, and let's face it, if you've made a mistake somehow, you know, put bad information in, you'll get bad information out. FoxSim, how's the line for Far A330? Is it worth $30? Maybe on Xbox, but not on PC. And good evening. Look at that, 81 knot wind. Has everyone seen the aviation news today with regards to the aircraft flying eastbound over the Atlantic? And the speeds that they've been getting because of the heavy jet stream. I don't think it's broke any records, but aircraft have been literally flying flying at super speed over the Atlantic today, back to Europe. Captain Q, when do you stop the chrono? Right after landing or when parked at the gate? Which one do you mean, Captain Q? There's a few. It depends what your timing, really, Captain Q. FoxSim, when flying over the Atlantic, what is the maximum crosswind that you can reach? reach? Is there a limit? No, 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 because crosswinds are taken into account. So, like if you have a quick look here, you've got your heading, which is what we're flying, but then you've also got the track that you're flying. Two different things, but because of the wind. So you can see that we're sort of crabbing in the wind at the moment. We're sort of flying, pointing in that direction, but the aircraft is actually headed over there somewhere due to that wind. Delta, you saw an Instagram post of someone with a 702 knot ground speed. Yeah.
Thank you. I hope you enjoy your drink.
I mean, what are we at? 463, so nowhere near that. Steve, you landed 40 minutes early back from Gran Canaria this morning. Yeah, because of that wind. Yeah. Kevin, good evening. Thanks for being here, mate. Right, we'll be on the ground in about an hour, I reckon. No, maybe a bit more. An hour and 10. We'll be on the approach in an hour. Or rather, we'll be looking and thinking, do we really want to try and land here? Should we go somewhere else? I mean, those kind of winds, 60 knot winds that are forecast in sort of Nantes, Brest and Jersey overnight, they're strong enough to lift a Cessna up. And the stall speed of a Cessna is about 60 knots. Don't know if flights tomorrow morning will still be cancelled in Jersey, Channel Islands and whatnot. But Storm Ciaran. So let me have a quick look. So Storm Ciaran is sort of in the next sort of hour or so. The eye moves over to, well, Land's End actually in the UK, with huge swirling winds over the Bay of Biscay, whipping up north over the Channel. And then tomorrow morning the eye moves across sort of the Midlands in the UK, with heavy swirling winds hitting over again the Bay of Biscay. And then by midday tomorrow, it's pretty much out into the North Sea. And then the early evening, it'll hit Amsterdam with the eye still over the North Sea. But there's obviously the eye is where it's pretty calm. The swirling winds around it are coming into Amsterdam. So Amsterdam tomorrow night could be kind of fun. That might be an interesting place to fly to. Particularly now we've got some really good scenery for it. Hey Sebastian, so you did a sim flight from Halifax to Toronto 2 nights ago and only had a ground speed of 339 knots due to an insane jet stream. Oh, 1 hour 1 hour 15-minute flight. 2.5 hours, that is ridiculous. I am loving this view though tonight. The moon just lighting up the top of those clouds. I mean, how beautiful does that look? That is stunning. Steve, you got moderate chop over the Bay of Biscay when you were flying back. Yeah, I mean, it's probably not surprising given the conditions that were coming in. The flight we had back off our holiday today, in the last couple of months, it was literally choppy all the way back. I mean, it was warm, it was sunny, we were flying over Spain, which had just been in the middle of a massive heat wave, so I guess thermals were knocking about as well. Leo is flying to Jersey in the Phoenix right now, pretty sure he's about to die. Well, I did think about doing Jersey again tonight, because again, it's awful. But then, I also looked at it and thought, well, realistically, it's well beyond the limits. It's well beyond the limits, so it's not even worth trying to do. All flights into Jersey are cancelled. So I thought, well, if we can do this one, because yes, technically this flight is cancelled, but it is within the limits of the aircraft to get in. So if we just have a quick look, let's see now. So if we go over here, and is that imported? Yeah, okay. So what's happening? We've currently got, when was that? Well, it was 15 minutes ago. So visibility is 8 kilometers with light rain, broken 800 feet, broken 13, broken 24 CVs. Tempo, oh wow, so the winds are already up. Oh god. 190, 35 knots, gusting 60. Huh. Well, this could be fun. But, given the runway direction that we've got, oh, can anyone remember the landing weight? I can't. Let's have a look. So we are estimated to land with all that extra fuel that we took on with, what was it, 56.1 plus 4.3. Call it 60 point, I'll call it 60.7 to be conservative. Right, so at the moment it's only 15 knot crosswind because of the runway direction. And says London to Madrid. Oh yeah, you're definitely going the wrong direction. For tonight. The winds are against you. So I'm just reading something here with regards to wet runway conditions, because that's what we've got. So something that we should do here. Reverse idle. We need to do in-flight landing distance assessment made with runway conditions set to 2 medium poor. Oh, getting interrupted by cabin crew. Hello.
Sorry to bother you, Captain. I was just wondering if you'd like a drink.
I would love a cup of tea, thank you.
Of course. I'll go and get it for you now. Just give me a few minutes.
So, runway conditions set to 2 medium poor. Auto brake low or medium as required. I'm going to go with medium. Reversers set to no. No, I can't do that. I can only set it to max reverse or idle, no reverse. Okay, well, no, yeah, that's still a no, isn't it? Provided the resulting landing distance is within the landing distance available, which it is, the flight crew shall select at least reverse idle during landing as available. Okay. So basically, I was just reading something about whether we should be able to use reverse thrust or not. I'm guessing then, as this is with that, we shouldn't select reverse thrust. We're going to use low brakes anyway. Of course, I'm thinking flaps 3 is probably the way to go as well, given the winds that we've got. Leanne, I thought you should always use reverse on contaminated runway to help with the brakes. So, if you are in a very strong crosswind landing, Leanna, the use of reverse thrust is not encouraged. Hello.
Hi, Captain. Your drinks are ready. They're in the storage area, so feel free to collect them whenever you're free.
Thank you.
Okay, no problem.
Who are you? So yeah, if you've got a really strong crosswind, it's not advisable to use reverse thrust on landing because it can make things unstable. I forget where in the Ofcom that is, but it is in there. So we'll see now, we've got the winds not even helping us at all, they're just blowing us from the left hand side. That's not good. Sean, looks like in real life they're now holding and diverting at Nantes. Yeah, I mean, that doesn't surprise me, Sean. You'd have to be crazy to want to try and land in that. Tomago, what is my opinion on flying night but changing the time to more daytime conditions in VATSIM? Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. Just don't change the weather conditions. The weather conditions have to match, but whether you're flying day or night doesn't matter to the VATSIM controllers. They can't see what time of day you've got set on your simulator. I've certainly done it before. We've done it live on stream here. We tend to do it sometimes, particularly during the winter months, because I rarely get a chance to stream during the day. I do it occasionally, but it just means that every live stream we do now will be at night time, which can get a bit boring, especially when you've got the beautiful world of Microsoft Flight Simulator to enjoy. Lightspeed, do we have Navigraph, Charles? Yes, we do indeed, yes. James, you're taking the A321 LR out for a spin to Edinburgh. James, is that with the Horizon mod in it as well? Quite like that aircraft with the Horizon mod. In fact, that was the last time. That was the last thing we flew, wasn't it? On stream, with a useless landing. That was pilot error, though. Nothing to do with the mod. Steve, T to D, D to D. Yeah, catch up with us later. So we should be looking to get onto the approach. in about 40 minutes, I reckon. Yeah, about 40 minutes or so. Telling me you've travelled many times plane at night and never experienced such visibility. I guess it all depends on the conditions, doesn't it? I suppose one of the other things as well you've got to remember in the cabin is there'll always be some cabin lights where in the flight deck you can turn everything down. You can turn it down really dark, and most pilots do because they obviously want the vision outside the window. That's when they can see the satellites and shooting stars. Good luck, Pete. So, let's have a look at. So, can we get en route weathers somewhere else? What's the alternates en route weather like? So this is Bordeaux. That's all right. CNR for Bordeaux was 2.5, wasn't it? Richard, you hate the distant blur lights in Microsoft Flight Simulator, that sort of thing. Do you know what, Richard? I seem to believe, and someone on the chat, correct me if I'm wrong here, I think that got changed when the simulator was released for Xbox. I seem to remember the blurry lights wasn't a thing in the pre-Xbox days. I'd have to go back and watch a very early stream prior to Sim Update 5, I think it was. And it was Sim Update 5 that really wrecked a lot of stuff. My personal opinion anyway, you may or may not agree. But yeah, I do remember when Sim Update 5 came, and that was the Xbox update that... I don't know, just a lot of the sharpness of the graphics seemed to just get dumbed down a little bit. Redirect, see you in Nantes. Please don't crash on the runway. So, can we save a bit of fuel? Let's have a look. So what are we? We're at 30,000 feet at the moment, aren't we? Maximum we can get up to is 39. And we are currently inbound Nublo. This doesn't look like it's actually going to make much difference. I was just going to see if the winds were any better higher up, but I don't think it's going to make too much difference looking at that. The direction doesn't change, so our ground speed wouldn't change. Kepi, these are the times when you wish the weather radar would be operable. Yeah, I mean, obviously the weather radar doesn't show wind and gusts and things like that. Wind shear, though, it would report that. It's more for precipitation, isn't it? James, looking forward to the new Fenix when that gets released. Think the guys have done a major job so far. They have indeed. Yeah. It's a remarkable aircraft. And I love the amount of failures that you've got, and you know, sort of off stream. When I'm practicing some stuff at home, then I will fail something, go through the manuals, the Ofcom, QRH, etc. You see that the ECAM memos and things that it pops up here is exactly what you would expect to see in real life. So very, very good job. Tobago, yeah, not the weather, just the time, because the pitch black rules the scenery and most of active hours rate to see when it's already dark in his country. Yeah, so yeah, change the time. Change the time of day. Yeah. Right. I thought I could just see the edge of Spain there. There it is. Leanna, you have a gambling problem. At least you've won that time. Okay, but you know, you talk about cloud coverage and precipitation with the tool. Yes, I agree. I wish that Microsoft would open that up to third-party devs. My big concern is they're not going to bother, and they're just going to hold out for VATSIM 2024. Kind of think that's what that is what will be happening. Leanna, you need to beat Elliot and eventually redeem some fit. I mean, beating Elliot, that is gonna be tough. He's got a ridiculous amount of points, hasn't he? Angus McTavish, good evening, sir. Oh, we're bobbing about a bit there. Hope the weather's playing ball up there. Up here it's absolutely fine. Down there looks a bit looks like it's going to get a bit choppy, but there we are. Hey Bunker Monkey, VATSIM 2020 is still so good, and the third-party stuff coming in the way more enough to keep me excited about getting 2024. Yeah, and obviously they've said it will be transferable, won't it? So any sort of apps and things that we've got, mods, add-ons for 2020, we can use in 2024. Certainly hope that is the case. Kepi 2024 isn't too far away, that is true. I would imagine, and I'm just guessing, this is going to be I reckon it'll be a summer release next year, August release. Neil, you've just flown into Nantes on the sim, the weather was horrendous. Yep. That's why this flight's cancelled in real life. One of the other reasons this flight is cancelled in real life is because of the doors. I was talking about it a bit in the brief on the ground. So there is a passenger and cargo door minimums with regards to the wind. So the maximum wind for the passenger doors is 65 knots, presumably for safety reasons and such. The maximum wind for the forward and aft cargo doors is 40 knots. So, you know, we might be able to get the passengers off, but sorry guys, your suitcases are stuck on the jet till the storm's passed. Actually, that increases to 50 knots if the aircraft nose is into the wind, or if the forward or aft cargo doors are on the leeward side. And the forward and aft cargo doors must be closed before any wind speed exceeds 65 knots. So yeah, there are those parameters there. Oh, Brooksy, this is the kind of thing I like to hear. So Brooksy on Twitch says, what airline's that? Vol 25 Echo Lima just got into Nantes in real life. What aircraft was that? I don't even recognise that airline. That's not Vueling, is it? No, they're VLG, aren't they? Chris Hogg, good evening, Chris. You join us on a very exciting Wednesday night where the weather is blowing a gale. Volity Airlines, I don't even know who they are. And it was an A319. Oh my god, they managed to get a squeaky A319 in there. Excellent. Pete says, oh my god, I've got to watch you do this. I'm now down. I've landed in Nantes, but I need the RAC. Brilliant. Good evening, J-Hog. Another gambling addict. Now this is kind of interesting. So we said the max shear rate was around about now. And we are getting a few lumps and bumps. So that makes sense. Kudos to the Microsoft Flight Simulator weather engine. Brooksy, another A319's giving it a shot now. Which airline's that then, Brooksy? So I don't like it when they... Is that another Volity? I don't like it when another aircraft get in because it makes me think, oh god, have I got to get it in as well? I've got the heavier jet as well, so... I've just pulled up flight radar. What the hell is that Ryanair doing? There seems to be some interesting deviation. It looks like the Ryanair has decided to hold for a bit. He's gone straight down from the north. It looks like we could have given it a shot. But he's flown past the airport and he now is just doing a circle somewhere. Oh, okay. Good for you. There's an Air France A320 coming in not far behind it that should be on the ground in 15 minutes. Let's see what happens there. Oh, Ace, I butcher the French language and every other language on purpose, mate. Nantes, call it what you want. Is it really pronounced non? Bloody French. Tobago, thank you for the response. This video's helped a lot on VATSIMing and also flying the Phoenix in more depth. Oh, you're more than welcome. Angus, hope nobody tries to redeem a failure. Yeah, there's none in stock, Angus. That's not to say, though, that this aircraft couldn't break on its own, because it has done on recent flights. Anyway, should we start getting ready for this flight and having a look at what we're going to do? We're starting setting the box up and start to think about what we're going to do if it all goes wrong. That way we're well briefed ahead of time. We're not letting the aircraft get ahead of us, so to speak. So let's have a quick look, see what we've got. So I've got a plan mode. Just knock that off for now. So yeah, they all look good. That is the RNAV approach that we're expecting. Let's have a look at some of the speeds that we've got in there. If we look at IRS-21, I will just drop that to 180. There we go. and what are the altitude constraints that we've got for this flight as well. So below 200, below 1500, and let's have a look. 3,000 feet at 404. Okay, that's a minimum, by the way. Lovely. So the coding all matches up. Radnav page, we have the NTS VOR. Get that in. There it is. So what is it? It's runway 21, isn't it? Yes. Okie dokies, let's grab the latest weather. Where are you? I'll put that over here. So, latest METAR QNH is 986 hectopascals. I'd love to know what the QNH is measuring at somewhere like Newquay, which is the eye of the storm at the moment, I think. Temperature is 13 degrees. Winds are 17024. And that's gusting 44. Charts transition altitude is 5,000 feet. Platform altitude 3,000 feet. And we start to go down. It's like the steepest descent angle is this, isn't it? FRS2. MSA is 2,100 feet. And what are our minimums? Ooh, okay, well, visibility's fine. Gonna be interesting to see if we can actually see those runway lights, though. Well, actually, the cloud base has come up a little bit. It's broken now, 1,200. It was looking it might potentially be lower than that, so that's fine. We've got to see those lights early because, well, it's an offset approach as well. Not even spoke about that yet. So 530. And we've checked it with flaps 3, and that is exactly what we're going to be doing. Elfie Lamb, good evening. Evening HD. Hope you're well. They had a wild HD. A wild HD. Yeah, he's probably actually on the ground in Nantes. Sean, the Windy app says that the pressure in Newquay is 958. What's the operational envelope of this aircraft? Can it fly with pressure that low? Right, that gives us a VAP of 140 then, doesn't it? Okay. Oh, ground speed mini is going to be going mad. HD, I did, yes. So, what do we do? Where's it gone? Let me just pull that up. So we can select idle and no reverse. So prior to the use of reverse idle on wet runways, crucial performing flight landing distance assessment following. So runway conditions set to 2, which is medium and poor. Auto brake low or medium as required. Reverse set to no. So I've not got 3 separate ones for idle, reverse, no reverse, and max reverse. So I can't set that to no. I can only set that to idle reverse, really. Which basically gives us that.
We are back to our right. Well, like the previous pattern, the station will train in down position. Any items in the aisle. Thank you.
So that's as far as I can go. If Adler knows the same thing, so that's fine. Oh, that's flaps 3, isn't it? Flaps 3, so we can use medium brake. We would just stop. I mean, that's not going to be my plan tonight. I want to actually stop. We'll always stop in Microsoft Flight Simulator. The friction's not modelled correctly. Get it down and we'll not run off the end of the runway. So if we go to good, that'd be great if there's a website that actually gives the runway CCs. That'd be brilliant. But I don't know of one. So we're going to use that. We can use low auto brake. There you go. As long as the LDR is less than LDA, you can use idle reverse. Fair enough. Yeah, so landing distance available was greater than the landing distance required, which is always good news. No, we've not passed top of descent yet. That is about 120 miles away. So I just finished setting up the box. The only other thing I was going to do was set up the secondary flight plan. So landing distance required is more than landing distance available. You have to use the max auto brake. In max crosswinds, you can use good as a computation. Fair enough. Thankfully, we're not trying to fly in Jersey, where it is a very short runway. So there is our alternate already in, look. I like that. And just check that matches up with what we've got. Loosen 4 Sierra. Loosen Alpha 25 airway, Ryan 1 Lima. Yeah, it's all there if we needed to get into Bordeaux. John, where did I get my experience in trading? You see that guy 2 chats above you? He's responsible for a lot of it. Hey, Victor. Okay, let's go through the brief, see if we can cover everything we need to cover, because we've still got plenty of time, so we're not, if I forget anything, I've still got time to catch it. So, starting with the weather, of course. Yeah, good use of rulers as well. Oh, I remember those days. I've still got bruises. So, the latest weather report from in fact, actually, we could probably do this properly. 12692. Let's check this out. We've got time to do this.
Meters. Rain. Mist. Ceiling broken 1,200. Overcast 1,800. Temperature 13. 2.12. QNH986. Confirm on first contact information hotel received. Bonjour. This is Nantes Atlantique Airport Information Hotel recorded at 2100 UTC. Expect RMP runway 21. Departure runway 21. Departure for Sierra. Star 1. Transition level 70. Wind 170 degrees 24 knots, gusting 44 knots. Wind variable between 140 and 200 knots. Visibility 5,000 meters. Rain. Mist. Ceiling broken 1,200. Overcast 1,800. Temperature 13. 2.12. QNH986. Confirm on first contact information hotel received.
Okay, there we go. I think all that's copied. I do actually have time for the divert tonight, and we've taken an extra 2 tons of fuel with us, so we're good. All right. Go on then, let's brief all that. So, a word about the weather, which you've just all heard anyway. So, winds quite strong then coming in from the left and variable from the left as well, gusting up to 4 knots. Now, it's not a direct crosswind, so from a legal standpoint point of view, we're still within limits. You know, we're not outside the 38 knot crosswind, so that's okay. Visibility is 5 kilometers, which is fine with regards to our runway visual range and starting the approach. That's okay. We've got rain and mist though, so going to see what we can see. I'll speak about the minimums in a moment, but we've got broken cloud 1,200, overcast 1,800, etc. Yeah, I don't need to read all that off. You've just heard it. QNH though, that's low 986. Very important we get that correct because it's an RNAV approach, and the difference between a standard and 986 is about 800 feet. So that's really important that we get that right. We've also got a tempo as well of winds 19035, gusting 60. So again, most of it's on the nose, but it's might be a bit bumpy. And apparently it's going to rain even more soon, so that'll be fun. So yeah, that's the weather. Aircraft is behaving itself though. Nothing there's broken. No NOTAMs that need to worry about getting in there either. Threats to be aware of? Yeah, okay, threats. The weather. The weather is the big one, isn't it? We know it's strong, we know it's wet, we've got visibility issues as well, potentially with patches of rain and mist, etc. So that is going to be our big threat this evening. In terms of terrain or anything like that, I don't think there's too much around Nantes because, well, yeah, there we go, MSA is 2-1, so that's fine as well. So the other threat as well is the offset approach, but we'll brief that in a bit more detail in a moment. So let's start with the arrival. What we got in the box, we're all set up for the RMP arrival, and that is this. It's not an RMP. Oh, it is an RMP arrival for runway 21. We're expecting the Epoxy 1 Delta arrival, which starts all the way out here. I mean, it's not exactly a great arrival, it consists of 2 waypoints. When we're at top of descent then, I'm going to wind it down to flight level 150, and get down there. As long as we're below it by normie, that should be fine. From there then, we're probably going to get ATC vectored, because ATC is currently online, which is great. From normie then, we're straight up to 404, and then the IRS to 1. This is the start of the offset approach. 3,000 feet at 404 will be great. We've also got a max speed there of 210. So realistically speaking, getting configured. Green dot as we're approaching 404, and then green dot at the moment. What is that? Just checking the perf page. Green dot is currently 216. So just keep an eye on that, but might need to be flaps 1 as we start this sort of base turn, and then we can get, well, I was going to say we'll need flaps 2 out by the time we go down. Well, we're not going to need it for speed because the headwinds are going to do that. So my plan will be flaps 1 as we get to 404, and then we will get vectored onto the final. This will be 3,000 feet as well, so the descent down begins at 8.7 miles out from the runway. Now remember, it's a offset approach, 12 degrees. So once we have once we've gotten down there, do not align with the runway axis before 1 mile to MAPTS, which is that the missed approach points? Have we even got that? So basically we need to be a mile from the threshold before we can start to align. So that's interesting. That means aligning is going to be pretty late, and we've also got patches of fog and mist. So I don't know. There is obviously a very strong chance of has not been set up for this approach, and a go around is going to be needed, but we shall give it a go. So 1 mile before the missed approach point is, oh, if the missed approach point is 1 mile, so we can do it 2 miles from the runway threshold then, can't we? HT, just confirm that for me, I'm reading that right. We can align 2 miles before the missed approach point, which should be okay. That gives us a little bit more margin for error. Because I'm guessing the missed approach point isn't actually a waypoint in the box, is it? So I'm presuming the missed approach point is 1 mile from the runway threshold, and we can align 1 mile before the missed approach point, which is 2 miles. If we're getting that correct, which my PM will confirm in a moment. But we can't come off it earlier. Yeah. Oh, actually, MAPTS is in there. It's actually, oh, that is actually a waypoint. Ah, okay. So that helps as well. But yeah, it's 2 miles before runway threshold. But that is actually a waypoint. That's great. So that makes it easier as well. Okay. Well, that's good to know. That descent, though, is 3.1 degrees on the descent angle, so it's going to be slightly steeper than the norm. The wind will help with that, though. It's strong headwinds, so we might not feel it quite so much. But just be aware that that's important. So let's have a look at the. We're going to do. Obviously, I should say we're going to be doing this in final approach mode. Until I'm happy, once we pass 2 miles from the runway threshold, or 1 mile before, once we're less than a mile before the missed approach point, I'm going to get autopilot off. We can use track FPA, flight directors off, and then we will bring her in manually as long as we can see.
Hi,
Hello.
Captain. I just wanted to come by and ask if everything was going okay.
Yeah, fine, thanks.
Great. If you need anything more, just give me a call.
Okay, so a couple of things we could do to help us with that, as it is an offset approach. We've got a flight plan, fixed info, Lima Fox, Sierra, Romeo Sierra, runway 21. I like that idea as well about a 2 mile radius, because that helps with the missed approach point, doesn't it? Where we can start to align. That's a neat idea. Perfect. Okay, so I've got everything there that can help us. We've got the runway track, etc. What is that runway track? I just want to make a note of that. So I've got it. It's 208. Good stuff. Right, let's have a quick look at the go around. Something tells me it might be needed. So at mapped, which is the missed approach point, climb to RS10, right turn direct normal, climbing 4,000 feet. Do not turn before passing the missed approach point. Climb to 1,000 feet prior to level acceleration. Okay. It's pretty straightforward go around actually. And that's 1,080 feet in the, 1,080 feet in the box there for thrust reduction and acceleration. Okay, I think we're all covered then. The only other thing to mention is if we actually do get down, what we're doing, vacating left and parking somewhere. Right. Hold on to your hats, it's about to get interesting. Fesbear, did the metablet get fixed in the EFB tablet? Yes, it did. In the McDo requesting weather? No. Right, that's our top of descent then, so let's go. Suicidal descent 150 blue. Hey Pedro. Jack Hooker, thanks for the that little nugget. Worth doing, definitely. HD, you'll approve of my lighting this evening. Actually, no you won't. Now you will. To be fair though, HD's lighting is this. We've got 4.4 tons of fuel on board as well. Remember, 2.5 tons is our CNR. Actually, the integrated lights are still too... Really? Oh, we're not monitoring the guard frequency. Well, that's because we're over France. I don't want to hear animal noises. I mean, is that all right for you? I can't fly like that. I want something to see. Right, so Nantes approach is 12442. We'll give them a shout in a minute. I'm not sure how dark I make this flight deck to actually fly it. I mean, there's a big difference between the sim flight deck and a real life flight. No, I can't I can't do that. I could probably just might get away with that. That's not so bad. I'll turn the you sit over here, mate. There you go. you can have nothing. Oh, bugger, I've swapped them over now. Oh, never mind. I'm not reading them. The full moon might make it bright, but what about all the UFOs as well? Surely that makes it bright when they beam into you with their searchlights. Oh, Sean, you've just got yourself a nice Navigraph subscription. Excellent. You will enjoy that, definitely. The Volati's just landed as well. Oh, no pressure then. That will be the approach. 12442. Let's give him a shout. Nantes approach, good evening, Alpine 53 Romeo Tango, descending through flight level 210, type A320, and we have information hotel.
Alpine 53 Romeo Tango, Nantes approach, bonsoir, identified, information hotel is correct. Epixo 1 Delta arrival, expect RNP approach runway 21.
Expo 1 Delta arrival and expecting the RNP runway 21, Alpine 53 Romeo Tango.
Alpine 53 Romeo Tango, descend maintain flight level 100.
And descend maintain flight level 100 for Alpine 53 Romeo Tango. 100 blue. Right guys, here comes the fun bit.
Bienvenue à Nantes, roulez sur Romeo, puis à droite Romeo Delta, la porte numéro 3.
On roule sur Romeo, puis à droite Romeo Delta, la porte numéro 3, France 31 Papa Romeo.
It's not quite a full moon tonight, but it is quite bright with the moon that we've got, as you can see with the clouds just there. Speaking of which,
Air France 53 Charlie, est-ce que vous êtes en mesure de suivre l'approche initiale Air9
icing
piste
conditions at the
21 pour
moment.
rejoindre la RNP?
Affirmatif, on peut prendre les R9 pour les RNP pour la piste 21.
France 53 Charlie, c'est parfait. À La Roque, autorisé approche initiale RNP piste 21. Et descendez niveau 70, 70.
On descend niveau 70 et autorisé pour la prochaine RNP la plus.
Hello.
Hello, I was just wondering if you were hungry. I'll get you something to eat if you like.
Probably not the best time, no thanks.
Okay, no problem.
If you change your mind, just give me a
Alpine
call.
53 Romeo Tango, radar vectoring for the RNP approach runway 21. Leave the waypoint Normie to the left on heading 025.
Expect vectors for the RMP approach, and we will leave Normie heading 025 Alpine 53 Romeo Tango. Right, let's get down a bit sooner then. He's probably going to cut some track miles off.
Nantes approach, Voltaire 21 Lima Charlie, descending for level 100, and we have information, hotel.
Voltaire 21 Lima Charlie, Nantes approach, bonsoir. Identified, hotel is correct, expect RNP approach runway 21.
Expecting RMP 21, Voltaire 21 Lima Charlie.
And Voltaire 21 Lima Charlie, descend maintain flight level 70.
Descend maintain level 70, Voltaire 2.
Okay, heading mode and 025.
Easyjet 3 X-ray Victor flight level 180 to 140 with hotel.
Easy 83 X-ray Victor, Nantes approach, bonsoir. Identified, hotel is correct. Godan 1 Delta arrival. Expect RNP approach, runway 21.
Go down 1 Delta in the RP.
Tidy up that flight plan as well in a moment. I'm not going to get rid of everything just now, just in case they tell us to go direct to one of the waypoints, which they do tend to do for RMP approaches sometimes.
Proceed direct to Nitem.
Descend 90, direct to Nitem, Easyjet 3 X-ray Victor.
Right, anti-ass on as we drop through this cloud layer. Let's see what it's like. Nicely below that profile now, so happy with that.
On approach Ryanair 35 November X-ray.
Ryanair 35 November X-ray, Nantes approach, bonsoir. You can continue to descend on my frequency, but I cannot give you some details about La Rochelle approach, so yes, you can safely descend flight level 100.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, we're just transitioning your airspeed on the way to La Rochelle. We'll descend level 100, Ryanair 35 November X-ray.
Right, 10,000 feet coming up. Let's reduce speed 250. Landing lights are on, as you can clearly see.
France 53 Charlie, stoppez la descente niveau 140, unité 40.
Speed out star. Not much to look at outside at the moment, is there? Horatio, how do you know when it's icy? So, if the TAT is below +10 and the SAT is above -40.
indiqué, puis poursuivez la descente niveau 70.
On réduit descendez et descendez de cette zone.
Easy 83 X-ray Victor, descend flight level 70.
70 Easy 83 X-ray Victor.
Alpine 53 Romeo Tango, descend flight level 80.
Descend flight level 80, Alpine 53 Romeo Tango.
Volatility 21 Lima Charlie, descend.
Slide open, descent 80 blue.
QNH 985 hectopascals.
Oh yeah, and the obvious bit, and you're in clouds. Forgot about that bit.
Volatility 21 Lima Charlie.
And Volatility 21 Lima Charlie, proceed direct to India Romeo Sierra 21. Cleared RNP approach, runway 21, report established.
Direct India Romeo Sierra 21, cleared.
I think we're going to get something similar.
Will report established for 21 Lima Charlie.
I'm just going to tidy the flight plan up a little bit like that, look, for now.
Easy 83 X-ray Victor, radar vectoring for the RNP approach, runway 21, turn left heading 120.
Left 120, J3 Victor, X-ray Victor, sorry.
Right, so approach mode is activated as well.
Alpine 53 Romeo Tango, reduce speed 220 knots indicated.
Reduce speed 220, yeah, Alpine 53 Romeo Tango.
Ryanair 35 November X-ray for lower, you can resume navigation on Unicom 122.8, have a safe landing at La Rochelle, bye bye.
Continue Unicom 122.8, thank you, Ryanair 35 November X-ray.
Nantes approche en France 31 Papa Romeo, on est au bloc, merci beaucoup pour l'excellent service et bonne fin de soirée.
31 Papa Romeo, vous pouvez quitter la fréquence, merci d'avoir volé.
Get the terrain radar on as well, just to make sure. I'm sure we're fine. What was MSA? 2100, wasn't it?
Alpine 53 Romeo Tango for spacing, turn left heading 330.
Left heading? Confirm left heading 330, Alpine 53 Romeo Tango.
I confirm left 330.
Left heading 330, Alpine 53 Romeo Tango.
Easy A3 X-ray Victor, descend to altitude at 3,000 feet, the QNH 985 hectopascal.
Didn't hear that first time round, just wanted to double check.
985 hectopascals, Easyjet 3 X-ray Victor.
I don't know where this guy's going, I'm going to get slotted in behind him or something.
France 53 Charlie, pour espacement et séquencement, je vous reprends en guidage radar. Tournez à droite.
He's trying to get air France in front of us. Probably true. At least it's realistic. How would overfuel? Fine. Cabin crew, prepare for landing. Prepare for go around.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will shortly be landing. Please ensure your
He's optimistic, isn't he?
France 53 Charlie, descendez altitude 4000 pieds, le QNH 985 hectopascal.
Oh, here comes a rain shower.
4000 pieds et QNH 985 hectopascal pour Charlie.
All magazines that you do not want to take with you. The toilets are no longer in service.
Alpine 53 Romeo Tango, turn right heading 110, descend to altitude 3000 feet, QNH 985 hectopascal.
Right heading 110, descend altitude 3000 feet, and QNH is 996 hectopascals. Alpine 53 Romeo Tango.
014, avec vous 5000 pieds en direction de Corée.
So shallow descent and
Skywing 014, Nantes approche, bonsoir.
3000 blue, 986 hectopascals.
Profondeur
Okay,
1000
approach
pour
checklist.
Skywing 014.
Barra F QNH 986, seatbelt signs are on.
Easy A3
Minimums
Victor, turn right, rocket direct
530,
to India
auto
Romeo
brake,
Sierra
low,
21, clear and
EFB
approach runway 21, report
is stowed.
established.
And then direct India Romeo Sierra 21 and report an established Easyjet.
Hey, good evening, Doc.
Volatility 21 Lima Charlie, could we get a wind check, please?
Volatility 21 Lima Charlie, the wind 170 degrees, 21 knots, gusting 31.
Oh, that's okay. That's
2131, thank you very much. 21 Lima Charlie, and we're established on the RMP.
Volatility 21 Lima Charlie, number 1, the speed is yours. Continue.
Speed is mine, continue 21 Lima Charlie.
Skywing 014, merci beaucoup. Vous êtes identifié 5000 pieds. Arrivée Godan, unité Delta, prévoyez approche RNP, piste 21. L'information India en cours.
Klaus, no massive warnings on the ECAM.
Information India, on prévoit donc une arrivée Godan 1 Delta pour la piste 21 RNP, approche. Skywing 014.
I'm getting blown into these hills over here. I don't like that.
La France 53 Charlie, tournez à gauche, cap 30300, descendez 3000 pieds QNH.
3000 pieds QNH et à gauche cap 300 Charlie.
53 Charlie, dès que possible, réduisez vitesse
180
pieds.
I think we're going to have a long way round to go, yeah.
Skywing 014, donc avec l'information India, le QNH 985 hectopascal.
Le QNH 985, nous avons l'information India, Skywing 014.
No chance of seeing anything outside.
La France 53 Charlie, poursuivez le virage à gauche, direct India Romeo Sierra 21, autorisé à approcher RNP piste 21. Rappel établi.
Direct Romeo Sierra 21 et on est autorisé pour la prochaine RNP piste 21, on rapide et puis après.
Volatility 21 Lima Charlie, the wind 170 degrees 21 knots, gusting 31, runway 21, clear to land.
Runway 21 clear to land, Volatility 21 Lima Charlie.
Nope. It's just black out there.
Air France 53 Charlie, vous confirmez à gauche direct India Romeo Sierra 21.
Affirmatif à gauche, India Romeo, Sierra 21, Air France 53 Charlie.
It's going to try and do slot us in behind this guy.
France 53 Charlie, si possible, maintenez la vitesse 200 nœuds indiquée jusqu'à Foxtrot Romeo Sierra 21. J'ai un trafic
Once we get a turn or direct in a minute, we'll go manage speed and green knot.
Alpine 53 Romeo Tango, reduce speed 180 knots and turn right, heading 210.
180 knots, right turn 210, Alpine 53 Romeo Tango.
Eastgate, Traffic, sir, establish on
Flaps
the arc.
1, speed checked, flaps 1.
Taxi 38 X5 Victor, thank you sir. You are currently 8 nautical miles behind Airbus A320. The speed is yours. The wind 170 degrees 21 knots, gusting 31. Runway 21, continue.
And continue approach Easyjet, Victor.
Volatility 21 Lima Charlie, first visual of the ground
pour la LMP piste 21. Quittez Nitem par la gauche, cap 090.
Well enough now, we don't need those. Hello.
Vous pouvez répéter le message pour Skywing 014, vous avez été couvert par un autre aéronef.
Skywing 014, aucun souci, guidage radar pour la RNP
can we see to the landing now, please?
Nitem par la gauche au cap 090 090.
On quitte Nitem par la gauche au cap 090, Skywing 014.
Other station calling.
65 knot headwind at the moment.
Lima Charlie Pirate, visibility 800 feet above ground.
That's copy. I think the other station heard that.
Cool, thank you so much for the tier 1 sub. I appreciate that.
Alpine 53 Romeo Tango, resume navigation direct to India Romeo Sierra 21, cleared RNP approach runway 21.
Direct India Romeo Sierra 21, clear the RNP approach runway 21, Alpine 53 Romeo Tango. Does this count as a CDA? We're literally 200 feet per minute down. Ground speed of 125.
But 21 Lima Charlie will be vacating via Bravo in just a few seconds.
Volatility 21 Lima Charlie, welcome to Nantes. Taxi via Romeo, right Romeo Delta, gate number 4.
Romeo Delta, gate number 4. Thank you very much. Glad to be here and glad to have actually gotten down to the ground. Volatility 21 Lima Charlie.
You're welcome.
Sorry, HD. Not better.
The H3 X-ray Victor, the wind 170 degrees 21 knots, gusting 31, runway 21, clear to land.
Plus 121 Easyjet, A3 X-ray Victor.
Demons, I know when minimum's not working, you put it in the barrow, but it doesn't work. It should do. Not quite sure why. Presuming you're in full landing configuration, of course, that approach mode's activated and all of that stuff. Sci 120, good evening. I wonder if my jet will be a lot cleaner after this flight.
Air France 53 Charlie, je vous reprends sur la vitesse 160 nœuds jusqu'à 4 nautiques finales.
160 nœuds jusqu'à 4 nautiques finales, Air France 53 Charlie.
Demon, self-loading cargo is responsible for the cabin crew.
Ryanair 22903, Nantes approach, bonsoir. Clearance on request number 1. I'll call you back shortly.
Okay, we're 6 miles from
Skywing
IRS
014, descendez 3000 pieds QNH.
On descend 3000 pieds QNH, Skywing 014.
John, we're in nav mode now, going direct to a waypoint, which is the start of our approach.
Ryanair 22903, bonsoir, information India, runway 21, start up to Bologna, Italy approved. Via the Legan for Sierra departure, climb initially altitude 5,000 feet, squawk 1,000.
Oh, that guy needs to change his batteries.
Ryanair 22903, the readback is correct. Report ready for push and start on this frequency.
Oh, lights. That made me sound rather simple, didn't it?
Air France 53 Charlie, vous êtes donc numéro 2.
I must be out of range then because ATC heard him fine.
Le vent inchangé, 170 degrés, 21 nœuds rafale 31, piste 21, poursuivez l'approche.
Those better not be landing lights, I can see.
Sur la 21, le vent est pris en compte, Air France 53 Charlie.
Crossy, the QNH is really, really low today, low pressure. Hence the storm that we've got.
014, tournez à droite, cap 120, unité 20.
À droite au cap 120, unité 20, Skywing 014.
Ryanair 22903, QNH 985 hectopascals, push and start approved, facing to the north, report ready taxi runway 21.
Oh, here comes another rainstorm. I feel like we're just trundling along so slowly. This is burning up fuel that I might need. It was for separation, so the Air France could get in before us. If you have enjoyed the flight, guys, then please do us a favour, hit that like button.
Alpine 273.
Alpine 2743, not a
Has ATC marked QNH check? That's important for us.
India, Godan 1, Delta arrival, expect LNP approach, runway 21.
So we have information in on board and expecting the Godan 1 Delta arrival for LNP at 1, Alpine 273.
Alpine 2743, descend, maintain flight level
Come on, I need a gap.
00.
Descend and maintain flight level 100 for Alpine 273.
Alpine 53 Romeo Tango, QNH check, please.
Alpine 53 Romeo Tango, information India, QNH 985 hectopascal.
985, thank you. Alpine 53 Romeo Tango.
The A3 X-ray Victor, welcome to Nantes. Taxi via Romeo, right on Romeo Delta.
Flaps 2,
gate
speed's
number
checked.
3.
Flaps 2.
Romeo Delta, gate number 3, CDI 3 X-ray Victor.
Skywing 014, tournez à droite, direct Foxtrot Romeo
Final
Sierra
approach,
21.
À droite, direct Foxtrot Romeo Sierra 21, Skywing 014.
La France 53, Charlie devant, 170 degrés, 21 nœuds Rafale 31, piste 21, autorisé atterrissage.
Autorisé.
Okay, GPS approach is fine. Look at that wind. So here it comes. Manage the speed now.
Alpine 53
Get out.
Romeo Tango, you are number 2,
Final approach.
7 nautical miles behind Airbus A320. The speed is yours, runway 21, continue.
Continue approach runway 21, Alpine 53 Romeo Tango, free speed.
Alpine 2743, radar vectoring for
Flaps
the
three,
entry, approach
speed
runway
check, flaps
21, turn at Neatham, turn left, heading
So this is
090.
interesting. Looking at the speed tape, the flaps, because of that headwind we've got. Let's see if we can see what we need to see. Landing checklist, cam secured, go around altitude is 4,000 feet. Eco landing, no blue. Yeah, we'll have to select speed.
2743, descent to altitude at 3,000 feet, QNH 985 hectopascals.
Good land runway 21, Alpine 53 Romeo Tango.
53 Romeo Tango, negative, that wasn't for you. Break back Alpine 2743, descent to altitude
Oh, hang on, I've just stepped
3,000
over
feet,
someone.
QNH 985 hectopascals.
Descending to 3,000 feet, QNH 0985, Alpine 222.
Alpine 53 Romeo Tango, copied.
Alors, à Nantes, Atlantique, roulez sur Romeo, la porte numéro 2.
On roule sur Romeo, la porte numéro 2, Charlie.
Skywing 014, autorisé approche RNP, piste 21, rappel établi.
Skywing 014 autorisé approche RNP 21 et on rappelle établi.
Alpine 53 Romeo Tango, the wind 170 degrees, 21 knots, gusting 31, runway 21, clear to land.
Clear to land runway 21, Alpine 53 Romeo Tango. Right, so that was 140, doesn't it?
6 November on frequency on waypoint Larock.
Alpine 136 November, not approach, bonsoir, information, sorry, identified, information is
So as the wind
India.
drops off,
Fly on heading
we can set that.
025, vectoring for
We'll
the
be all right
LNT
now.
approach runway 21.
Information India on board, heading 025 and expecting airnav approach.
right, I can now
runway
adjust my
21.
approach path to land, but I can't see anything to adjust for.
Alpine 136 November, correct, descent flight level.
I've got half a mile.
100, expedite, speed is yours.
I can't see any lights.
100 above. Descent, flight level 100, expedite, descent, Alpine 136 November.
Alpine 2743,
And go around.
reduce speed 180 knots, then turn
Go around flaps.
right, heading 210.
Speed 180 and then right on 210 for Alpine 214.
First climb, open climb. Alpine 53 Romeo Tango, Mr. Approach.
Alpine 53 Romeo Tango, that's copy. Fly on heading 220, climb, maintain 4,000 feet.
Heading 220, climb 4,000, Alpine 53 Romeo Tango. Well, couldn't see a thing.
Alpine, sorry, Ryanair 22903, taxi, holding short runway 21 via Romeo and Foxtrot. Alpine 2743, resume navigation direct to India Romeo Sierra 21, cleared RNP approach runway 21.
Direct India Romeo Sierra 21 and cleared for the RNP 21 Alpine.
Speed on start.
Nantes approche, Skywing 014, nous sommes établis sur la RNP 21.
Skywing 014, merci beaucoup. Le vent 170 degrés.
What we got?
21,
3.4 tons. We've got enough for another go.
On poursuit l'approche, Skywing 021.
Alpine 53 Romeo Tango, I may guess the reason, but just to confirm, what is the reason? The reason for the going around?
Zero visibility at the missed approach point.
Alpine 53 Romeo Tango, that's copy. So turn right heading 360, radar vectoring for the RNP approach runway 21.
Let's have another go. Right heading 360, expect vectoring for the RMP runway 21, Alpine 53 Romeo Tango. We've got enough fuel for another go, we might get lucky second time round. And if that doesn't
Alpine
work,
136
then we're off.
November, descend to altitude 3,000 feet, QNH 985 hectopascals, high speed is upload.
Descend 3,000 feet and QNH is, sorry, 985 hectopascal for Alpine 136 November.
That's correct. Alpine 2743, reduce minimum approach speed. There is a light traffic in front of you. Beach thrust.
right, let me just get my situational awareness sorted,
9 nautical
and then
miles.
Reducing to minimal speed.
we have to redo
Alpine,
checks and things. So what we're doing, northbound, there's the check the box, flight plan, that's all in. He's going to direct us again back to IRS 21, that's fine. Alright, so, approach phase activated again.
014, je consulte.
So our approach checklist.
Je vous rappelle.
Power FQNH is 985 hectopascals, seatbelt sign still on, minimums are 530, water brakes low, EFB is stowed. And Alpine 53 Romeo Tango, I will give this one more go, and if we can't get in, we'll be looking to divert to the alternate.
Alpine 53 Romeo Tango, can you say that again a bit slower?
Certainly, we will have one more landing attempt, and if we can't get in, we will divert to our alternate.
Alpine 53 Romeo Tango, that's copy. So yes, maintain present heading, and that's copy for the diversion in case of missed approach again.
Maintain current heading, and I'll expect the vectoring. Alpine 53 Romeo Tango.
Alpine 136 November, turn left heading 300.
Left turn 300, Alpine 136 November.
So we should then just, if we need to, we can just go direct Luzon, and that's the alternate flight plan already in there.
Skywing 014, à levant 170 degrés pour 21 nœuds, rafale 31, piste 21 autorisé atterrissage.
Skywings 014, les vents sont copiés, nous sommes autorisés à l'atterrissage piste 21.
CNR's 2.5 tons to get to Toulouse.
Ryanair 22903, there is a light traffic, Beechcraft 3 nautical miles, final runway 21, report in sight. Scanning 014, alors dernier métard que j'ai des nuages à 1200 pieds, fragmenté 1200 pieds.
Merci pour Skywing 014, j'ai la visie suffisante pour me poser.
Brendan, that's the first time I've heard ATC ask a pilot to speak more slowly. I did think the same. Fair enough to him. I'd ask the ATC to repeat it if I couldn't understand it.
Fin de soirée, à très bientôt.
Why shouldn't they do the same?
Alpine 136 November, proceed direct to India, Romeo Sierra 21, cleared RNP approach runway 21, report established.
Direct to India, Romeo Sierra 21, and reporting when runway inside. Alpine 136 November.
I've never known this airport so
136
busy.
November, in fact you are cleared RNP approach runway 21, report established.
Cleared approach runway 21, report when established, Alpine 136 November.
Reyes, there is an ILS approach, yes, but it's for the other runway in the wrong direction with a massive tailwind tonight, so that's not going to happen. Oscar, were we able to select a speed below SB? Because we're footing aside. Yes, yes.
Alpine 53, Romeo Tango, turn right heading 090, descend 3,000 feet.
Right heading 090 and descend 3,000 feet for Alpine 53 Romeo Tango. To the side, I'll descend 3,000 blue.
Alpine 2743, expect a late landing clearance, the wind unchanged.
Cuba, circling approach is never going to happen. Well beyond the limits. I can't see the runway, and to do a circling approach you've got to keep the airport in sight at all times. Daniel, at what altitude in this RMP would you turn to manual flying? Probably...
Right now, 22903, thank you, sir. Behind this
probably
traffic,
about a mile or so before the missed approach point. As soon as I can see the runway lights, and I am less than 2 miles from touchdown.
Inside.
An RMP approach, which is offset as well. In this weather.
Easy 91 Victor Uniform,
Daft
Nantes,
idea.
bonsoir, identified. Information is Juliet, Godan 1 Delta arrival, expect RNP approach, runway 21.
Information Juliet, Godan 1 Delta for the RNP 21,
He's going to get this guy in before us, isn't he?
The 91 Victor Uniform, correct, descend, maintain flight level 100.
100.
Skywing 014, la piste est dégagée.
Alpine 2743, the wind 170 degrees, 21 knots, gusting 31, runway 21, clear to land.
Clear to land, runway 21.
Skywing 014, bienvenue à Nantes.
So is everybody else getting in tonight except me.
Le parking de l'aviation générale.
Is that how this is working?
Alors, Skywing 014 à gauche sur Roméo, puis à droite pour l'aviation générale.
À gauche sur Roméo, puis à droite sur India. Skywing 014. Merci, monsieur.
Alpine 53 Romeo Tango, turn right heading 180.
Right, heading 180, Alpine 53 Romeo Tango. I can see some lights now.
Approx. Zero visibility.
Oh, zero visibility again, another
Alpine
misapproach.
2743, that's copy. Fly on heading 220, climb, maintain 4,000 feet.
220 and climb to 4,000 feet, Alpine 2743.
Ryanair 22903 via Foxtrot, line up and wait runway 21.
Seesaw, you flew to Nantes yesterday and it was picture perfect. Yeah, not today. Leanna, they may not be using Microsoft Flight Simulator, so they're getting different weather. One of the things that we discovered very, very early on when we had like long haul Fridays.
Romeo Tango. Proceed direct to India, Romeo Sierra 21, clear the RNP approach runway 21.
Clear direct, India Romeo Sierra 21 and clear the RNP approach runway 21, Alpine 53 Romeo Tango.
Alpine 2743, turn right heading 350, radar vectoring for the RNP approach runway 21.
Flaps 1, speed
Right
checked.
heading
Flaps
350 and vectors for the RNP 1, Alpine 2743.
Actually, screw that. We're not doing that. We're 21 miles away. And we've got wind to help us slow down. We're not doing that. It's just burning extra fuel that I might need later. Yeah, one of the things, Leanna, we learned a long time ago is that in Microsoft Flight Simulator, because the weather data is streamed, everyone gets exactly the same clouds and things. It's very, very weird, but good, in a good way. There's no auto land on this runway 7, that's the issue.
The speed 160 knots to maintain until 4 nautical miles final.
When established, ANAF runway 21, arrival speed 160 until 4 miles, Alpine 136 November.
Alpine 53 Romeo Tango, once established on the RNP runway 21, speed 160 knots to maintain until 4 nautical miles final.
Once established, the RMP, speed 160 knots until 4 miles final. Alpine 53 Romeo Tango. Right, okay, well then we better start slowing down, hadn't we? Okay, so flaps 1, speed's checked.
Easy 1, caution, Easy 901 Victor uniform for spacing, radar vectoring for the RNP runway 21, turn left, heading 100.
Speed 180. Oh, this looks a bit better.
Skywing 014, nous sommes au parking, monsieur, pour quitter la fréquence.
Easy 46, Mike Golf, Nantes, good evening, bound on Needham, passing flight level 150, descending 140.
Easy 46, Mike Golf, Nantes approach, bonsoir, identified, expect
GPS is fine.
For the NP approach runway 21, descend, flight level 110.
Expecting vectors for RMP runway 21, descend flight level 110 for Easy 46, Mike Golf.
Skywing 014, changement de fréquence approuvé, merci d'avoir volé sur Nantes, bonne fin de soirée, à bientôt.
Merci monsieur, bonsoir et merci pour le service. Skywing 014.
Ryanair 22903, report passing altitude.
Okay, we want speed 160. That's going to be flaps 2 then.
2903,
We'll do that in another mile or so.
To flight level 110.
Minus 160, that's about 70 knots ground speed. It could be with today's wind. Oh, here comes
Easy
that rain
901
again.
Victor uniform, descend to altitude 3000 feet, QNH 985 hectopascal.
Descend 3000, 985.
Flaps 2, speed's checked. speed 160.
Easy 46 Mike Golf, radar vectoring for the RNP approach runway 21, turn left, I confirm left, heading 060.
Turn left, heading 060 for Easy 46 Mike Golf.
Right, so here we go again. Let's see if we have any better luck this time. Well, that sounds better. Approach nav, and final is armed. Oh, this is looking better. Yes, come on, let's keep like this. I knew it was worth another go.
Easy 46 Mike Golf, descend to altitude of 4,000 feet, the QNH 985 hectopascal.
We still have to battle the winds, but
985 hectopascal, 4,000 feet descent.
this is looking better.
Easy 46 Mike Golf.
Ryanair 22903, you are leaving my airspace, press control is offline, radar service is terminated. Free climb on to Unicom 122.8, have a good flight to Italy, bye-bye. Alpine 136 November, the wind 200 degrees, 17 knots, gusting 28, runway 21, clear to land.
Clear to land, runway 21, Alpine 136 November, thank you.
Easy 901 Victor uniform, turn right and proceed direct to India Romeo Sierra 21.
There's still a cloud bank in front of us though, isn't there, that could get in the way. Yeah, we've got loads of fuel. What we got? 3 tons, and CNR was 2.5. So even with another go around, we've got enough to get into Bordeaux.
Alpine 2743, turn right heading 060.
Right heading 060 for Alpine 2743.
Ah, Nolex, Mr. Skelton, how are you doing? You've missed all the fun. And we're in final approach mode.
Nantes approach, ciao, Rider 2211, inbound Sierra Alpha Bravo Lima Echo.
Right, let's have another go, shall we?
Descending to flight level 130.
Ryanair 2211, Nantes approach, bonsoir. Identified, Valax 1 Delta arrival, expect RNP approach.
At least it's not loud anymore, that rain was
Valax
deafening.
1 Delta arrival and expecting RNP approach runway 21. And confirm descending to 130.
Ryanair 2211, descend maintain, flight level 100.
Descending flight level 100, Ryanair 2211.
Easy 46 Mike Golf, turn right heading 180.
Turn right heading 180.
So we're about 7 miles away from the airport, 6 miles away
Easy
from
901
Mr. Approach
Victor
Point.
uniform at India Romeo Sierra 21, cleared RNP approach runway 21.
Ah, it's going to rain again.
Via India Romeo Sierra 21, clear for the RNP 21, Easy 901 Victor.
Here it comes. I can see the ground, I just need to be able to see a bit further in front of us.
Alpine 2743, turn right heading 090.
Right heading 090 for Alpine 2743.
Okay, gear down, spoilers, manage that speed. That's okay, flaps 3, speed's checked, flaps 3.
Easy 46 Mike Golf, resume navigation direct to India Romeo Sierra 21, cleared RNP approach runway 21.
Landing
To
checklist.
India Romeo Sierra
Cam
21,
secured, go around,
clear
altitude
to
4,000
Arnav,
feet, sir. Econ memo
RP
landing, no
runway
blue.
21 for Easy
Come on,
46
landing lights.
Mike Golf.
Alpine 53 Romeo Tango, the wind 200 degrees, 17 knots, gusting 28, runway 21, clear to land.
Clear to land, runway 21, Alpine 53 Romeo Tango.
Alpine 136 November, welcome to Nantes, taxi via Romeo, Romeo Delta.
About
gate
2 miles to
number 4.
go before it's a yay or nay.
Taxi via Romeo, Romeo Delta to gate number 4, Alpine 136
Oh,
November.
it's windy. I'm just looking at the fuel and thinking, yeah, we've got loads for the divert. Oh, this isn't the view I wanted.
Easy 901 Victor Unit. From Ciaran number 2, 9 nautical miles behind Airbus A320. The speed is yours. The wind 200 degrees, 17 knots, gusting 28. Runway 21, continue.
Right, I can now knock autopilot off if I see the lights. Come on.
Alpine 2743.
Come on.
Right, heading 180.
100 above.
Right 20, Alpine 2743.
Yes.
Minimum.
Continue. I need my FO to turn off his flight directors, but we're not in track FPA, so we're fine. We're in speed mode. Get down, you...
Tank rate. Full up.
40, 30,
Get down.
20, retard. 10,
Alpine 2743, descend 3000
Reverse screen.
Sending 2000 feet, Alpine 2743.
Decel. Manual brakes.
Ryanair 22 on descent flight level 70, route direct to Nantes.
Descend flight level 70, direct Nantes, Ryanair 2211.
Portable electronic devices for messaging, calls, or internet access may now be used.
Easy 46 Mike Golf, speed 160 knots until 4, number 2.
Underneath the seat and in the overhead lockers.
Oh, we'll check that replay out in a moment.
The lockers in case anything falls out. Smoking is not permitted.
Easy 46 Mike Golf, not approach.
Easy 46 Mike Golf, sorry.
Easy 46 Mike Golf, speed 160 knots to maintain until 4 nautical miles final.
Maintain speed 160 for Easy 46 Mike Golf.
Alpine 2743, resume navigation direct to India, Romeo Sierra 21, clear, RNP approach, runway 21.
Direct to India, Romeo Sierra 21 and cleared for the RNP 21, Alpine 2743.
Alpine 53 Romeo Tango, welcome to Nantes, taxi via Romeo, Romeo Delta, gate number 2.
Romeo Delta, gate 2, Alpine 53 Romeo Tango.
Easy 91 Victor Uniform, the wind 200 degrees, 17 knots, gusting 28, runway 21, clear to land.
Right, need to see what I'm pressing now, I'm afraid. So, lights are coming on. Well, we knew it wasn't going to be the smoothest landing, but I wasn't really bothered about that. Centre line and touchdown zone, it was a bit of a battle to get down. We have just saved the airline thousands in hotel bills, though. Well, there we go. We're down.
Easy
Let's
46
taxi and then we'll
Mike
get
6 nautical miles
get to the gate.
behind
We'll check the
Airbus
replay.
A320,
If you're leaving
wind
before the
20
replay, then
degrees 17 knots,
please do leave a like
gusting
as you
28.
depart our
Runway
aeroplane in the
21,
rain.
continue.
We apologise for the weather. Nothing we can
Continue
do
for
about that.
Easy 46 Mike Golf.
I mean, I have started the timer for a single engine taxiing, but that's not going to happen. Shockwave, the cabin announcements are coming from self-loading cargo. Right. Bloody FO, turn that off. Another flight or not, flew again? That's afraid not. That's me done. Nerves are shot. No, as HDS said earlier, we could always go around, and I would have had time to do it tonight as well if I needed to.
Proceed direct to India, Romeo Sierra 21, descend to altitude of 3,000 feet, QNH 985 hectopascals.
Direct India Romeo Sierra 21, descend 3000 on QNH 985 hectopascal, Ryanair 2211.
Look at that aircraft banking coming into the wind. He's waving us a bit as well. There he goes, look. Not judging, by the way, just saying it really was tough tonight.
Alpine 27431 once established. The speed 160 to maintain until 4.
Is he getting it down?
Country number 3, 6 nautical miles behind Airbus A320. Continue.
Is he stopping?
160 and
God, I hope he stops.
Line,
That was unprofessional. Just stopping watching everyone else is landing.
Hello, 125 information, kilo, request clear.
Itaro 125, not approach, bonsoir, information is kilo, runway 21, start up to Jersey approved, Balmy for Sierra departure.
Oh my god, who's flying to Jersey?
5,000 feet, squawk 5643.
Clear to destination via runway 21, Bunny for Sierra departure, initial camera 5,000, squawk.
Are they doing it in a Cessna as well?
Itaro 125, the readback is correct, report ready for push and start.
Roger.
Oh, gone too far. Whoops.
Easy 46 Mike Golf.
Anyway,
20
that's
degrees,
that done.
17 knots, gusting 28, runway 21, clear to land.
Runway 21, clear to land.
Right, turn that
Easy
off.
46 Mike Golf.
Okay, let's get off the let's get off VATSIM then. Oh, the marshal there. I'm not sure who's directing then. I want to check out this replay. So we'll disconnect. And let's see what the replay looked like. Of course, the problem is, of course, you're going to probably now get completely different weather when we do the replay. But we shall see. Hopefully the sim won't crash.
Too low. Gear.
Oh my god, that's scary.
Gear.
Right. Play from there. Let's see how the passengers experienced our flight tonight. See if they were as scared as... see if it was as worth the screams that they gave us. I see this looks fine. The weather here looks fine visibility wise. It looks quite Halloweenish down there as well, doesn't it? Look, that was the point where I got visual, because that was where we quickly made a left-hand bank to try and align with the runway. I want to get track FPA in as well, just to help us with that line up with the runway, but I just didn't have time. I needed an FO to assist. Yeah, I'll take that. I don't know what it registered the FPM landing rate down at, but no. Happy with that. Is that what it registered at? 969. Okay, that might invite a load 15 report. Leanna, soon we'll have the mini FCU. That is very, very true. Yes, and that will make things much easier, won't it? Yeah, different landing rates for different landings. Wow, I didn't realise how late it was. Even if this had been a nice straight-in ILS approach, we wouldn't have been able to do it tonight because the winds were too strong. What is it, a 30-knot headwind, isn't it, for the auto land, the limitations? Yeah, that works for me. Right, well guys, thank you so much for being here this evening. It it was certainly one of the worst weathers that we've had. Probably not a bad choice in the real world. Remember, this flight has been cancelled. It was not running, but that's what we were essentially mimicking this evening. So thank you so much for watching. And do you just want to see an outside perspective, Kuba? Go on, I'll just rewind it very slightly, and then I am going to have to shoot. So we'll just do the final touchdown bit, see what that looked like. There we go. See what you think. Yeah, not the smoothest of landings, but safe, sound, and you can use the aircraft again. So we'll take that. Right, thank you so much, guys. Really hope you have enjoyed it. It has been, well, as always, an interesting flight, and always great to have you guys on board as well. Next stream, of course, will be announced on our Discord server as always. Huge thanks to my mods, massive thanks as always to HD as well, and to everyone who's watched on our flight this evening. Thanks so much, and I shall see you all on our next one. Thanks, guys. Have a great evening. Good night.
retard.